Welcome to the 14th video in the series, Foundations of Communist Organizing. Today we'll be going over the 1920 piece by the Italian Socialist Party, the Manifesto/platform of the party left, which I have subtitled, The Party Prioritizes Actions Over Majority Approval. This text explains the need for the development of a program utilizing the most advanced communists and the need for full subordination to it. It lays out the expansion from class struggle to program development as follows. 1. Class struggle. 2. Party development. 3. Goals being solidified under party analysis. 4. The development of direction under the party's analysis. And 5. Program development. And as a reminder, program in this case, just translate it in your mind to strategy. The Communist Party should bring all the most developed forces of the proletariat into itself and absorb all revolutionary energies. It should impress a new character and new direction of the class struggle of the proletariat. This new character and direction should produce methods for the achievement of the maximum objectives of communism. These objectives for the Communist Party are 1. The violent struggle for the destruction of bourgeois power, and 2. The production of the dictatorship of the proletariat as the regime of workers' councils. For emergent from these goals is the direction of the struggle, and emergent from the direction is a new program. The Communist Party, which should have the most advanced understanding of the goals and direction, therefore, should produce the most advanced program. Therefore, anything that takes a position against this program should be excluded, as it is backwards at best. On this basis, then, there are calls for programmatic changes to update it. This involves 1. The homogenization of party statutes, being structured around centralization and discipline, are achieved through the implementation of systems of all kinds which act in ways that improve this. For example, minimum waiting periods to join the party or periodical membership reviews. 2. The Central Committee's responsibility to enforce party membership's obligation towards discipline to all tactical decisions of both the international and national congresses. This can only be achieved if the national and international congresses are in harmony, though. 3. Preparation for the inevitable decisive moment, which will necessarily be illegal and carried out through revolutionary action. This requires a diversity of tactics, with legal work being focused on propaganda, which is under discipline and control by the central organs. Propagandization and creation of movements and organizations in all places where there is an increased class-based oppression, such as among women, people of color, immigrants, youths, and so on, is a necessity. Parties must also place into their program, as part of this preparation, the absolute necessity to organize broad illegal work, so as to create the conditions for direct class struggle. This requires that the party be prepared to provide all necessary material means for such a struggle, such as the stockpiling of weapons, the organization of training of militias, and so on. And finally, 4. The program should also direct the party to organize within all locations and structures where the working class are, and have programmatic room for creation of communist groups connected with the party, such as within all such locations and structures. These communist groups will use the propaganda outlet of the party to produce propaganda within the organizations and then take leadership positions. This involves, for example, entryism into all economic organizations, subordinating them to the party, and the seizure of power within cooperative movements organizations, expelling bourgeois and petty bourgeois influences from them. In addition, the party may participate within bourgeois elections, but solely to engage in revolutionary propaganda and agitation and break up the bourgeois organs of representative democracy, utilizing their systems to make it so they are unable to mobilize so easily. Nothing more, nothing less. Groups engaging with bourgeois electoral politics are to be subordinate to the Central Committee and do not have the ability to present themselves as a separate body internally on issues involving general party politics. And that is the summary of the 1920 piece by the Italian Socialist Party, the Manifesto/platform of the party left. If you'd like to go over the quotations I derived the summary from, please feel free to go into the description below and you'll find a link to the Google Doc containing it. You will also find a link to the United Marxist Pact Discord server. If you'd like to talk about this or any other text or just communism in general, doesn't matter. Please feel free to join in, and we would love to have you and talk about anything regarding this. Tomorrow we will be going over the 1920 piece by the Third Communist International, Second Congress, Preamble to the Statutes. And we have an entire series of the Third International, Second Congress coming up. So look forward to that. With that said, thank you for joining me for today's topical summary, and I hope to see you then.